Hello everyone, it's Tilly from Tilly Journals. Welcome back to my channel and to another Plan With Me video. This week I am planning the week of the 19th of May in my A5 wide Tilly Journals inserts. That's my shop. I am using the one column inserts. I don't know what else I was going to say them. I am using the English Village kit from Plannerface. This was the March 2023 mystery, a DPR for Plannerface, so you can use Tilly to save 10%. It isn't valid on the mystery or customs, but it is valid on most other things. I just decided to use this kit because I wanted to. There was no real reason. The full box scene that I put on Monday and Tuesday is actually in York, which is near where I live, though we didn't actually go to York this week, though we did go to a village called Malton for a food festival at the weekend, so, you know, swings and roundabouts, it works. Yeah, so we also saw my mother-in-law and brother-in-law this weekend, so that was the highlight of my week. I am using foil from Plannerface. I'm using a silver foil bundle in the floral design. I just thought it matched really well with the kit. And I'm also pulling in brick underlays from my shop in a foil that I don't offer in the shop because it doesn't foil very well, but I just am slowly using it up myself. As you can see, Kiara does feature in this video. She is my cat. That is life. For once, my baby is not on me. She is sleeping on my husband right now. You shouldn't hear baby noises in this video, but that's normally my disclaimer, so I don't know what I was going for there. Yeah, I think that's everything I have to say about the base. It's a very Plannerface spread. I've started putting the thin washi strip at the top of the video when I remember, at the top of the planner spread when I remember, and I love how it looks. I quite often forget to do it, but I think it looks really good when I do it, and I do it in this video. So yeah, there's that. I don't think I've got anything else to say about the base. I will just carry on putting down. I did actually layer my underlays before filming this video. I think because Bayla was crying or feeding, and I was prepping for the video, so I was like, I'll just stick the underlays together, and then that's just one less task to do whilst on camera, so the base is a little bit faster, so this video is a little bit shorter. But yeah, I'd already laid my underlays basically. What else do I have to say? I don't think I've got anything else to say, so we will move on to the 3 books that I finished this week. We go between a 1-star and a 4.5 star, so very variable. We'll start with the one in the middle though, which was Paladin's Grace by T. Kingfisher. This is on my 25 recommendations in 2025. So this is about Stefan, who's a paladin whose god's dead, aka he's a broken paladin. Grace is a perfume maker. They both happen upon an assassination attempt. What will happen now? Will they find the person behind the attempt, or will they be blamed? And on that journey, will they be able to avoid the sparks flying between them? So this is a romantasy. Honestly, I wrote my review 3 weeks afterwards, so I don't remember it very well. Probably means it should be lower than 3.5 stars, but I have bought the second book in the series, so I clearly did enjoy it at the time. I did think Stefan was a bit much at times, and he needed to chill out, but I think that was kind of the point. I think I needed a bit more world building and a little bit more understanding of the magic lore of the world, but it did work not knowing it. It just, yeah, I got a bit confused at times, so there's that. I didn't really understand the whole perfume master thing and the obsessions with that through scents throughout the book, but that is a quite key feature of the book, so yeah, it probably just me. I was rooting for the couple and the romantasy, and I did, enjoy the mystery and stuff. So it was a good read. It wasn't my favourite, and it wasn't very memorable in my opinion, but it was decent enough. And yeah, I've actually said at the end of my review I use my reviews on Storygraph to sort of remind myself. I've said at the end of my review I probably won't continue the series, but I actually have bought the second audiobook, so I will be continuing the series. So that is that. We will now move on to the 1-star read that I really, really did not enjoy. And I'm actually just going to read the first line, the first paragraph of my review word for word. It says, should have, would have, could have DNF'd this, but I was reading it for a readathon, so I didn't. Honestly, this was awful. A conceited, shoe-obsessed vampire who has a rich bestie and a stepmom she hates gets wrapped up in vampire politics due to some old age prophecy and has to defeat the big bad. Okay then. So this was written in 2014, I want to say, and it did not age well. it's meant to be funny, but it's sexist, fatphobic, misogynistic, and it's just a bit grim. I'm fairly sure the things said in the book weren't okay in 2004, let alone now. I think it might be a nostalgic read for some people, so they would enjoy it. It's a quick and easy read, but it actually took me forever to read because I did not want to pick it back up. This was probably my slowest book I read in May. I read quite a lot in May because I was doing a readathon, but it took me forever to read this. There are better, funny, light-hearted vampire books. I put romances with some question marks because is this really a romance? I'm not so sure. Yeah. I'm not sure you can call finding somebody attractive but hating his personality a romance, which is basically how the main character felt about the love interest in this book, and it was just I can't. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you read these when they came out and if you enjoyed them. I know, so this was for the readathon that Jashi, Corinne, Monica, and I can't remember the third person's name off the top of my head, held the Goober readathon, and this was on Jashi Corinne's list to be read, and that's why I read it. And I know it was a reread for her and she gave it 5 stars, so maybe I'm just not the right audience for it, but yeah, I did not enjoy, would not recommend at all. And the third and final book I finished this week was Heartstopper Volume 3. If you don't know about Heartstopper, there is essentially the love story of Nick and Charlie. In this book, they are officially dating and they are starting to come out to their friends and families about their relationship. There is a school trip to Paris, and we learn a bit more about Charlie's struggles with his mental health. I love this. The art and adorable Heartstopper is absolutely heartwarming, is what I was trying to say, and will never stop being wonderful. I love the art, I love the story. The way Nick and Charlie lean on each other is just everything and what everybody should have in a relationship. There are lots of little subplots in this, and the real issue that Charlie, Nick and his friends deal with are dealt with so well. I really recommend the whole series. If you haven't read the books, graphic novels, I would really recommend you do. They're quite quick and easy to read. You can get them on Kindle and things, and it doesn't matter because the art is all black and white, so it's not lost on readers. So yeah. And that is the 3 books that I finished this week. So I will get into the day by day and probably chat loads of rubbish for the next 9 minutes until the end of the video. So I started off my Monday with cuddles with my baby, Bayla Ray. I variously shorten her names to Bay, to Bay Ray, Bayla, Ray Ray, Baby Bay, any of those combinations. And I've made the script stickers that I've made have different shortenings on each one. So this one says Bay Ray Cuddles. So yeah, I don't know why I'm over explaining things, but that's my life. Then I did some editing of a video, and I designed the badge we had a guide water park day, so they did canoeing, paddle boards. There's almost what's it called, the thing, there's it's called an inflatable, where it's more like a, the game where they my brother-in-law was on it and I can't remember what it's called. It's a knockout type thing. It's that sort of inflatable rather than the inflatables you have in a swimming pool. Anyway, we had a division day there and I was designing the badge for it. I edited an old version of our badge from when we did it several years ago. I have just heard Bayla doing a little cry, so this voiceover may end abruptly, but we will see. Well, hopefully my husband can keep her chill. Anyway, then I went to a baby spa class at my local, one of my somebody I've known for a very long time runs a pregnancy baby hub, and she does baby spa, so it's a bath and some baby massage, and then yeah, it's just really lovely. So we went to that for the first time, and Bayla really enjoyed her bath, but she managed to poo in the bath, which was awkward because she pooed immediately in the bath. So then she was just bathing in poo water, which is never great. So we got her out quite quickly. I got her out quite quickly. And then she's got these little tiny dressing gowns and stuff, and it is super cute. And there was so, like, we took so many, I don't know why it's we. I took so many photos of her, and it was so cute. Then on the way home I did some food shopping at Aldi, and then when I got home I designed scripts for the previous week. I try and design my scripts as soon as the week is over because it's a job I don't particularly enjoy doing. Like, I don't know how shops do custom multis that, like, Anna does it because, like, you design them yourself, but like how other shops do it, because I hate designing scripts so much. And yeah, I don't know how they like charge enough to make it worth the time it takes, but you know, if that works for other shops, it works for other shops. It would not work for me. Anyhow, I then had some playtime with Bayla, did some crocheting and did some reading. On to Tuesday, I went for a walk to start my day. We had our 6-week check at the doctor's, so both Bayla and me had our 6-week checks. Then me and my husband went for a little lunch date at Whisk, which is a like nice cafe locally, basically. We then went for a little food shop again. We seem to do a lot of food shopping. It's just how my life goes. Then I came home and recorded a voiceover. Sorry, big yawn. Having a baby, tiring. Then I did some odd jobs and some crocheting, and had some cuddles to finish off the day. On Wednesday, we had a bad night with Bayla overnight, so yeah, that was never fun. Sometimes she's up a lot in the night. That is just being a baby. But yeah, it wasn't the best night. We did some tidying up because we have cleaners on Thursday, so we're tidying for that. And then I finished organising Bayla's. She'd moved into 0 to 3 clothes, and I finished organising those. She was 6 weeks old at this point, I think. Yeah, she was definitely 6 weeks old at this point, so she was just moving out of newborn into 0 to 3. And then I went to an orthopaedic appointment about my foot. I'd had a CT scan a few weeks earlier and I was getting the results, and we discovered I have absolutely shattered one of the bones, well, 2 of the bones in my foot. It's called a Lisfranc fracture, so that's what I marked in. Normally they need surgery. At this point we thought I was going to avoid surgery, but I've now had an MRI and we're waiting to hear whether I need surgery. Oh, it's all fun and games, because it is now 11 weeks since I broke my foot and I can't stand on my toes. It's great fun, as in the front of my foot. Like, I can't tiptoe or put weight on the front of my feet, so I can't walk normally. It's great thing to do when you have a newborn baby. Then I did some crocheting, I filled in some of our pregnancy journal, and then Bayla had a bath that evening. On to Thursday, I did my morning routine and then took Bayla to Rhyme Time, which is like a song and rhyme class at our local library, and she absolutely loves it, so I just marked in that she loved it. Filmed a plan with me when I came home, did some other pregnancy journal, and was doing lots and lots of feeding of Bayla, did some odd jobs, and I was just a bit in my feelings this day, so I have marked that in. Again, on Friday I marked in that we had a bad night. We do have a lot less bad nights now, but yeah, at this point we weren't having the best nights. Started the day with lots of Bayla cuddles, and then filmed a plan with me. I filled in some more of my pregnancy journal. My mum was around, and we went to Langlands, which is a local garden centre. We were going to have lunch there, but then the cafe looked awful, so instead we bought bits at the farm shop for afternoon tea and made our own afternoon tea. And then my mum looked after Bayla while I went for a nap because I was exhausted, and we also were doing laundry on and off during the day, so I've marked that in. On to Saturday, I did start the day with our morning routine, and then we went to Malton for the food festival. It was really good. I've used one of those like paper shower big fat latte stickers. I've got so many of these and I don't use them very often, so it's quite nice to be able to use one, even though it doesn't really fit, but I think it looks cute still. We had some really tasty pistachio pastries, so I've marked that in. Then we were having car problems on the way home with our Skoda. It's been to the mechanics twice since then. It is now working properly, but it has been very expensive, and it is a bit of a because yeah. Then when we got home I did lots and lots of feeding. I was still working on my pregnancy journal, so I did a bit more this day. I was trying to do a little bit every day so it didn't get a bit endless. Was doing some crochet, and again I was just feeling a bit in my feelings. my mood generally has been a lot better than it was during pregnancy, but I am still having rough days, and I do like to mark that in my planner. There is a lot less of them than there were during pregnancy, and that makes me happy, but yeah, I still do want to mark them in. So then on to Sunday, I woke up very, very early at like 5 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep, so yeah. Then I had our morning routine and went to Aldi to do some more shopping. It was med refill day, which basically means it's populating our medication for 2 weeks. That's just how we do it. And then again, I did some more of our pregnancy journal. I was nearly up to date at this point, I think. I've still got lots of photos to put in, and my next lot of photos arrived today at the recording of this voiceover, so I'm looking forward to putting those in. Then I replied to messages. I'm really bad at replying to messages generally, but yeah. Then my mother-in-law and brother-in-law came around, so that's Tama and Dilip. And we spent some time with them. They had Baylor cuddles, I had Baylor cuddles. I went for a nap because I was absolutely knackered, and my mother-in-law was like, just go sleep, I know what it's like. So I went for a nap. Then we had some nice chats and stuff, and it was just really chilled out. And after they'd gone, we did give Baylor a bath. And that is everything for the week, and somehow I have actually finished on time. This never happens. So we are getting some gorgeous foil wiggle there. I love how silver foil pops. Like, I just think it's one of my favourite foils because it just pops so beautifully. It's just everything to me. So here are the leftovers of the kit. I did pull in an extra sheet of underlays, so we've got that. Giving you a last foil wiggle and showing you the extenders. Comment, like down below, all that kind of jazz. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!